Alright guys, welcome back to another part of the Stylized Realistic SpeedTree Unreal Engine 5 course. Alright, so we're going to select the branches and we're going to add batched leaves. So the main difference between leaf and batched leaves is that in batched leaf, the leaves are generated in batches. And in the leaf ones, they're generated individually. So the batched leaves has a bit more high performance as compared to the leaves. And since we're making this asset for Unreal Engine 5, we won't worry about the LODs. But if you do want to work with LODs, you have to use only the leaves and not the batch leaves. So just something to be mindful of. So basically what I've done here is that I've added these little branches on top of the large branches. And then on top of those little branches, I've added these batched leaves. I'm going to fast forward this part because basically what I'm doing is I'm experimenting with little and large branches to make the tree as realistic and as interesting as I can. Now you can change these values according to your own self. Alright, so now I'm done with these small branches. I'm going to go into the segment properties and check the resolution of all the branches and the tree itself. Alright. So I'm going to use the absolute radial value to change the resolution of the trunk. Now, if you want more details towards the bottom and less towards the top, you can actually use the graph, just like we did in the first section of the video. I'm not going to do that, but you can if you want to. Now here I'm just changing some values and seeing what looks best. And I think I'm pretty happy with the way this tree is looking out to be as of right now. Alright, now that we're done with that, we can now move to the Materials tab. So on the right side of the screen are the Material tab. Now if you click the plus icon on there, you can add new materials. So in that case, we're going to add leaf and click OK. Okay, so now we have this. So we'll be creating different materials for different parts of the tree. So in our case, it's the leaf for now. Now I already have some maps downloaded from the Quixel library, which we're going to use. Alright, so we'll drag and drop these maps to their corresponding locations in the Material tab. So normal map, albedo goes into color, opacity into opacity or the alpha. Or the glossiness is the inverse of the roughness map. So we're going to drop it on the gloss. This one, yep. And the translucency is basically the subsurface. So we're going to drop it on the subsurface. Perfect. Also, I'll just quickly change the roughness map to the inverse. And now it's the glossiness map. Now this material needs a mesh. Now this material needs a new mesh, the leaf mesh. So we're going to create it out of the map. Now we're going to create on the mesh tab on the right side and we're going to get this panel. So basically what we're doing is we're creating a leaf mesh for the material we just assigned. Now, we're going to choose one of the leaves. Let's just choose this one. And this is like the main anchor point. We're going to change the angle to align it well with the top of the leaf. And we're going to move these points from the shape of the leaf. Yeah, basically that's what we're going to do. So now I'm just trying to connect these points as close to the leaf as possible. These points basically are the vertices. Now, for a low quality mesh, these are okay. But if you want your leaf to look as good, you're going to try to create as much points as possible. And you can actually create 3 different versions of your leaf mesh. The low, the medium, and the high, depending on the number of vertices and how detailed you want the leaf mesh to be. And this is exactly what we're going to do. So I think this leaf is good enough for the low quality mesh. Perfect. Alright, now I'm going to create the medium. Now you can add and remove these points using the tools above. But since we want to remove these extra edges, we're going to be masking them out instead of removing the points. So we're going to use the mask and we're going to mask out these edges. Perfect. So now you can actually see the shape of the leaf. And I think that's good enough for the medium one. Now let's make the high quality version of it. And I think this is good enough for the high quality version. Perfect. Alright, so now that the leaf cutout mesh has been prepared for our material, we can just drag this material on top of our batch leaves, like this. Alright, now since we're using nodes, we can change whichever value and properties we like, even after we have added these leaves on. So we can change the number, the generation, etc., which I'm going to do right now. Now in the generation properties, we can also rotate the leaves around their origin point. Also on the material settings, be sure to click two-sided, otherwise your leaves are only going to be rendered on one side. So yeah, now the tree looks so much better. Now if you're getting some errors in your nodes after changing some properties, you can ignore them for now. We'll fix them just right before exporting. Now you can have a variety of different leaves on your trees because otherwise they'll all look the same. So you can go to the mesh cutouts and you're going to create new mesh cutouts for the new leaves that you want on your tree. Like you can have this leaf as well. You can have another leaf from the top or the bottom, whichever you want. And you're going to select the material and you're going to create another mesh cutout. Then you're going to select that batch leaf, go to the material tab, and you're going to add new material type. And as you can see, the tree has been divided into these two different leaves. Now, I won't be doing that in this tree, but you can if you want to. Now you can go to the skin tab and you can go to the deformation section where you can deform your leaves with curls, with folds, with twists, etc. You can even add some noise. And remember, you don't have to overdo it. You just have to do it enough to make them look real. That's it. I'm just going to fast forward this part, but I'm going to make a lot of changes in these values. Now you can make the leaves look real by going into the material types and changing the subsurface properties. Now, you don't have to overdo it, otherwise it'll look really bad, but yeah, in small amounts it looks really good. Now after changing the subsurface properties, the leaves look really nice. And if you're wondering about that dark effect on the tree trunk, it's called the ambient occlusion or the AO. It's basically a post-process effect which you can enable by clicking AO on the top bar. Now here I'm just experimenting with some gen properties for the leaves to make them look as real and as full as I can. So if you want, you can change them as well. Alright, so we need to add some wind to our tree as well. So we're going to go to tree properties and then click on wind. And then from mode, we're going to switch from visual effects to games. Now we can basically select whichever tree we want, like based on the kind of tree we're making. For now, I'll just leave that as it is and click on occasional gust. Yeah, and then click OK. And bam, we have really nice wind simulation. Now we can add various different external forces which act on a tree. And it basically changes how the tree reacts to it. So we can just click on this button and we're going to add magnet for starters. So I'm not going to go in depth with it, but basically every external force, it affects a certain node. So we can decide whether the leaves react to that force, the branches react to that force, or the whole tree reacts to that force. So in this case, the magnet basically attracts the leaves or the branches towards it. So basically I'm going to fast forward this as I'm doing this exact same thing on whichever nodes which I think should need it. And you can basically experiment with it. You can change some branches, whichever you want the force to act on, etc. So yeah. Now, if you do want to use the LOD system, you'll have to replace the batched leaf node with the leaf node, which what I've done here. And I've changed the generation properties to flood. Basically, it floods the whole parent with these leaves. And we get some really nice, interesting look with this as well. So it depends on your choice. But if you do want to use the LODs, you'll have to use the leaf node. Also, the wind animation will be much more smoother with the leaf node instead of the batched leaf node. Now again, I'm going to fast forward this part since I'm tweaking the tree a little bit more, moving the branches, moving the nodes. You can do it as well, but it's just my personal choice. So yeah, you can influence a lot of things. You can influence the gravity, the position, the rotation, whichever you like. Now in SpeedTree, we can create seasonal version of these trees as well. So if you click on season on top, you can actually switch to summer, autumn, winter, and spring. But for that, we're going to have to increase the number of leaves, and you'll see that. And as you increase it, you can see that the leaves are falling on the ground, and they work with the wind animation as well. It gives a really nice effect, and honestly, it's just really easy to use as well. So now I do recommend changing your node properties and values according to your seasons as well. So I'm just going to fast forward and you can see what changes I've done. Alright, so I'm going to end this video here, but I'm going to see you guys in the next part.